spiritual connection and create a conscious shift in your life? Do you seek answers to the human experience? Welcome to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, a 2-hour safe haven for your questions and Spirit's answers to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. Spiritually Speaking with Sarah is presented by the Expedito Enlightenment Center in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. For the next 2 hours, listen, call in, and watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope, and share love and light.
Yes, indeed, there is a light right here on WWNN 1470 AM 95.3 FM 103.9 and 96.9. And we are answering your questions right here all across the nation. And we're going to tune in to some happiness, 'cause I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. We are getting happy. Yeah, how happy was 2020? We got to stop and think about that. But tonight we're going to talk about finding the journey to happiness. And if 2020 has taught us a few things, one of them is how to find happiness in simple things. How can you find yourself a spot inside of you that's happy? You know, we are a society that's been driven by distraction. We have been going from place to place and thing to thing and person to person and truly keeping ourselves very busy. And the way that we make ourselves distracted may have prevented us from being in tune with what we really need to know about ourselves and who we really are. It's very possible that even though you enjoyed moments with friends and family out and about, that the activities were distracting you from the feelings that you needed to feel. Many of us have many memories that have slowed us down through life. It's that voice inside your head that says you can't do it, or you're not good enough, you're not worthy. It's that energy that makes you feel as if, why bother? It never works out for me anyhow. Those feelings, those conditioned beliefs, those ways of reacting to opportunities, well, they rob you of your happiness. They rob you of your joy. They rob you of your harmony, the inner connection to the soul. You see, your soul holds a continuum of memories of this lifetime and many lifetimes gone by. And the most amazing aspect of it is that each step along the way, you have been learning and building momentum to your ultimate happiness. And the transformation of yourself, the human self on this world, has been the journey. Life is a journey. And you are a journey. You represent the sum total of all the experiences that you have lived in this life. How you behave, how you react, your connections, your feelings, your learned feelings. You know, we've been programmed to feel a certain way. And they say a lot of judgment and racism is taught. If you put two children together, they know no different. They just know that they're children and they want to play. But it's the conditioning of society and our families and our tribe that cause us to feel a certain way about things. And then there are, of course, those experiences, personal experiences, that make you feel that you don't like something. But just because one experience turned out badly doesn't mean that all the others are. And because we are human and we like to anticipate what's coming, we like to think for the universe, we often rob ourselves of the moment of now where if we were fully present in this moment, we could enmesh ourselves in the sheer joy of just the breath of life. Haven't we been reminded of how important the breath of life is in 2020? I do believe we have. I believe that when we look around us, the things we took for granted, we now realize are not gone, but they've changed. And everything that has been stripped away from us temporarily, well, they're just activities that will come again. But in the lonely moments of many of us, in that lockdown methodology that we were in, that thought process, that removal, and that many of us are still experiencing separation from family and loved ones or grandparents. We're wishing to respect boundaries, to be careful of others. And we're just not tripping the life fantastic like we used to, are we? So we find ourselves faced with who we are, what we represent, and the beauty that is within. we find ourselves in the moment of expressing our dissatisfaction more than our satisfaction, because we're noticing what's missing. When all the time, everything that we use as an external stimulus has just been taking us away from noticing what's inside. So for many of us, this very long 2020 that seemed to have gone by quickly, but not without leaving a mark on everyone's family one way or another, we realize that we've been running from aspects of ourselves. We've been running from our inability to open our heart completely. We've been caught up in the facade of the world that we want people to think we live, but that's really not our story. Keeping up with things that we have because, well, we've learned the material things, well, they're not all that they're cracked up to be. Especially when you haven't been able to enjoy them over these past few months. And then what about the job, the career? How many of you have woke up in the morning going to work and had this feeling that you were going to work to pay the bills and nothing more? How many of you are showing up at a job that didn't thrill you, make you happy, didn't make you understand your purpose or your meaning? You're just going through the motions. How many of you stayed in relationships these past few years that you wanted to step out of, but you just didn't know how, or just didn't seem to be convenient, or whatever the story was you told yourself? It takes courage to peel back the illusions and take a look at life. Nobody else's life. It's not for you to judge another. But take a look at your life, where you are, who you are, and how you feel. Driven to distraction we've been. And now we are driven by fear, reacting. We're noticing that life is different, but we've got to be afraid or cautious or careful. This is not to undermine the precautions that are necessary, most certainly not. But it's for you to look out and realize that you have more power within you than you ever had out of you. You have the power to interpret your life your way. And your happiness is the key, and the key to your happiness is realizing that you are enough, you are worthy, you are a spectacular being, and that each one of you has an important message, an important journey that will make a difference. You're an integral part of the tapestry of life, intricately woven into everybody else's story for one moment or more. And that all of our paths in our lives have crossed each other. And if it's not you and I, it's my great-grandparent met your great-great-great-great-grandparent. And somewhere in another place, somewhere on this globe, they met. And, well, ancestry DNA says we're all kind of a little more connected than we realized. And our families got around, let me tell you. You thought you were only for one or two regions, you find out, nope, they were everywhere. But isn't that fascinating? That the tapestry of life, the tapestry of cultures, the tapestry of conditioned religious beliefs, the tapestry of ethnicity, of race, is woven into all of us. And when we're not feeling happy, how easy is it to look at another and say, oh, how different they are? And what is wrong with them? Simply a reflection of where you are within yourself. Not happy. So how do you get happy? How do you find that connection that makes your heart sing? It's in the simple things of life. It's recognizing in the simplicity that is the bird, which really does some pretty complicated tricks in the air. Amazing how they fly. How complicated is their life? they don't seem to be sweating it like a human being. What about the caterpillar that turns into the butterfly? Caterpillar doesn't wake up today and say, "Holy crow, I hope today's not the day I have to melt down and turn into a butterfly. It's going to be a little painful." I know, it's my caterpillar voice. But think about it. It just is. It's being. So I hope as this 2020 closes, that this journey to oneness within self brings you some happiness. I know we may be disappointed that we could not do certain things or see certain people. Of course we miss people. Of course we enjoy certain activities, and they're here for our enjoyment. But let's just look at the simple things that simple folk do every day that we take for granted. There's a song from Camelot. And the king and the queen say, "What do the simple folk do?" And they fantasize as to what they must do. Because for a king and a queen, it's quite the complicated life. It may look all royal and pampered, but it's a complicated life with a lot of obligations and structure. And they fantasize what it would be like to just be a simple person. Come and go as you please, and just be. Doesn't it seem that no matter where you are in the journey of life, we're always looking to see where someone else is and if maybe they're happy in their life more than we are in ours? And it's easy to look out to another person and say, I wish I was them. Or I'm glad I'm not them. But imagine, mind your beeswax, right? Take a good look at yourself and what have you seen within yourself this year that first and foremost made you happy you were you? Did you notice how courageous and resilient you were? Have you applauded your ability to bounce back? For some of you, did you realize the frivolous spending that you were doing in this driven by distraction activity world that we live in? And now for the first time, you've got lots of extra money that you didn't have before. Or those of you whose jobs went away, my heart is out to you, the restaurant industry, the hotel industry, and the list goes on, yes. But you found a way anyhow. Pat yourself on the back. This has been a year where we have to step up and rise to the occasion. There's a song in Sister Act that says, if you want to be someone, if you want to go somewhere, you better stand up and pay attention. You've got to pay attention to where you are. You've got to pay attention to who you are. In order to truly find the happiness inside, you have to notice what you notice and feel what you feel. And even when the feeling feels uncomfortable, you have to feel it anyhow. And when the feeling feels good, you have to give yourself permission to feel the feeling. To allow it to wash over you much like you would if you were sitting at the tip of the sand that touches the ocean and the wave comes upon you and washes you. Let joy and happiness and harmony wash over you. Why is it that we don't feel that we deserve to just be happy? Well, later on in the 7 o'clock hour, I'm really, really enthusiastic to have my very special guest, Robert Mack, the happiness coach. He's going to be talking about happiness with us. We're going to be giving you some guidance. And yes, holidays can bring up a lot of feelings, and sometimes those sad feelings. For those of us who felt alone during the holidays, well, maybe this one seems a little more empty. But somewhere down deep inside, if you dig a little more, There's a happiness factor there. There's a happiness to be all that you are, as you are, because everything's all in alignment. It is the outward looking that is creating the distraction, that's removing you from the inner activity of the divine presence that is you. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors. And then when we come back, we're going to go to the Facebook page. We're going to go to YouTube. We're going to go to Periscope. And we've got our callers holding at 888-565-1470. If you're driving down the highway, cruising, we sure hope you call in and join us and continue listening as you go about your day. Be aware that you make a difference. Stay with us. Don't go away. We're going to be right back.
Do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know?
Interested in state-of-the-art healing? Call Ray Crowley at 561-276-9643. Ray Crowley is a pioneer in the use of hyperbaric oxygen therapy, effectively treating cognitive disorders such as Alzheimer's disease, brain injuries, strokes, and showing great promise for treating COVID-19 without mechanical respirators. Ray Crowley has 40 years of experience in physical therapy, treating sports injuries, traumatic brain injury, and other neurological conditions with astonishing results. Visit OxygenRescueCareCentersOfAmerica.com or call Crowley Physical Therapy in Delray Beach at 561-276-9643 to schedule your appointment today.
Have you ever felt alone, sensing something more is around you, but are unsure how to connect? Do you wonder if your loved ones who are deceased are among you? Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium who can connect you with your loved ones, spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. For Sarah, life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. To contact Sarah for a personal reading, call 561-682-0956 or send an email to Sarah at sarahspiritual.com. You can also visit www.sarahspiritual.com for more information. That's 561-682-0956 or sarahspiritual.com. Let Spirit and Sarah raise you up. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah and be in the energy of light. Call Sarah Spiritual now, toll free, worldwide, 1-888-565-1470. 1-888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook, YouTube, or Periscope.
Back here live on WWNN 1470 AM, 95.3 FM, 103.9 and 96.9. And we are answering your questions all across the nation at 888-565-1470. And we're going to go to the phone lines. I can't wait to see what's going on the phone lines tonight. You know, we're counting up to holidays and Christmas and such a busy time. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas out there. So let's take a call from Christine, and Christine is right here in our backyard in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Christine, how are you tonight?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great, Christine. And how can we assist you tonight?
I was just wondering what spirit sees like for me in the future, and if my loved ones are around, because I had a sister that just passed just recently, and
She passed a few months ago, though, right?
yes.
Yes. Okay. Like 3 months ago, please?
No, it was in April.
April. Okay. When's her birthday, please?
Her birthday,
Mm-hmm.
November 10th. I think it's 1965. I'm not for sure the year.
Okay. Great. You and I have talked before, yes?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Little question around your sister's passing, yes? There's unsettled feelings there, yes, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And who's the boyfriend, the father, who is he, please?
His name is David.
Okay.
He was the husband.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That energy, that relationship was a bit of a roller coaster. Is that true, please? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. She's making me feel like it was a roller coaster.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. She's very much around you, and she also makes me feel as if this Christmas season, this holiday season, meant something to her. She was very in love with Christmas. Yes? Yes.
Yeah, she always loved
Of
Christmas.
Yeah. For her, it made her whole year have a good Christmas. And she will be with you for Christmas.
Okay.
She's also giving me a gingerbread house. So
maybe she liked to build gingerbread.
Yeah, she's giving me a gingerbread house. So I say to you, in honor of your sister, go get a gingerbread house and make one.
Okay.
See, home is in your heart. They're never really gone. She's with you. She also makes me feel that you've been angry as well, yes? The injustice of it all, yes?
Yes.
Okay. She's at peace. You may not have all the answers, but she wants you to know that she's at peace.
Okay. And I know she left 2 girls behind with the husband, and we're really concerned about the girls.
She's got them. There is a strong connection between one of the girls and the father, or the husband, yes? There's a strong connection there.
Yeah.
And so it was interesting. One was closer to him and one was closer to her. But they're both okay.
Okay.
This is true, though, yes? They had their favorite parent, yes, or their favorite person in the family.
The kids?
Yeah.
I'm not for sure.
Okay.
I'm not for sure. I never met them yet.
Okay. Very beautiful children.
Yeah.
And they are cared for. I am made aware, Christine, that this year represents for you quite a year of growth into what you want your life to be. Your sister's death gave you a shake-up of anything could happen, yes? And now you're looking for an opportunity to make your life count and be more than it was. Yes?
Yes.
I see new job opportunity coming for you, work. But it seems to have a path of a career, something that makes me feel as if this job, career, is something that you create like a business. Let your imagination and your inspiration take you there and work on that. This is where success comes. You're tired of doing what everyone else wants you to do. This is also true, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Be aware of the talents that you have and what you bring to the table, and you will have a great, successful 2021.
Okay.
Know your sister is with you. She tells me that you talk to her and that she wants you to know she's with you and she hears you.
Okay.
I trust I've been of service to you, Christine. Yes.
I'm sorry?
I hope I've been of service to you tonight. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling.
I was just going through a hard time like everyone else. And I was just trying to figure out what direction to go and how to figure out the right path to get back on the right path. So I definitely need a job and a job opportunity. So hopefully it will work in my favor.
It will. Don't hope. Trust that it will. And it's interesting. I was hearing the song in my head. If it makes you happy, it can't be that bad. So,
thank you.
Find something that makes you happy, and you will be successful. All right.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Christine.
Thank you, Sarah.
All right. Bye for now. Bye.
Have a great night.
You too. 888-565-1470. We've got to go to Facebook. We've got some questions in Facebook. And let's see what we've got going on. And we're welcoming your phone calls right here on WWNN, 888-565-1470. We've got Jessica Ween. And Jessica Ween says, what does 2021 look like for me? I got to tell you, it seems like just the other day it was December 2019, and I was talking about 2020. And oh, what a day that was. All righty, we are here. And now we get to talk about 2021. You know, Jessica, one of the most amazing parts of what I see for you is that this year is going to open up a time for you to think in a different way, be in a different way, and get more in tune to your creativity. It's not to follow the path of rigidity, being rigid and following what you need to do. It is to follow what is in your heart. You are strong, courageous, and you are the person who everyone counts on. But now you have to make a shift and change for you. I see strong connection in relationships around you, and I see a strong connection in financial wellness coming as I move you into the month of March. That makes me feel like there's a new opportunity for work that brings you great financial reward. Thank you, Jessica Ween, for your Facebook question. We're going to take another question from Facebook. Let's see who we've got going on. Courtini Bookie Boo. Courtini Bookie Boo, what a name for you. Also, Courtini Bookie Boo, I noticed on Facebook, said earlier she was asking what she was going to have in a previous question and conversation on Facebook at another show. And Spirit said, well, we see a girl. It looks like we were right. Spirit said, oh, there's a girl. And thank you, Courtney Bookie Boo, for telling us, yes, we were right. And congratulations on a girl. How are you and your partner gonna go over this time? Well, your partner, let me tell you, your partner is strong, a little stubborn, and you two tend to butt heads a bit. But I do feel that you and your partner are really working through some communication issues. And the more you work through the communication and have acceptance in the communication, the easier it's going to be for you, Courtney Bookie Boo, to build the strong relationship that your baby girl really deserves. Thank you so much and congratulations. So glad Spirit was able to give you the guidance at that time, and just follow the path in the relationship and work on the communication. Bye for now. We're going to go to the phone lines at 888-565-1470. I've got to go to Paula, and Paula is in Lakeland. Paula, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Paula. And how can I assist you tonight?
That was my sister on the phone, the first caller.
Oh, okay. Wonderful.
Yeah, it's weird that I'm the second caller.
Wonderful. Well, yes.
I was going to call about my sister, Marilyn. She passed away.
Yes.
November 10th, 1971. And I believe that I saw her, but I'm not too sure if it was her or not.
Is this different from the other sister I was talking to? Or is this the same connection, please?
The same
Same
sister.
connection, the sister who passed in April, correct? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Let me see here. Not that all of you weren't close, but you and the sister had something in common. Is that correct? Please? There was a commonality, a common bond. It's almost like the two of you were a little tighter than the other sister.
Yeah.
Lord, I hope she's not listening. You're going to get me in a whole horde of spirit trouble here. But yeah. So I see this connection, and she makes me feel as if the two of you were more friends than sisters. And she also wanted to let you know that she's all right and she can breathe.
Okay.
So I feel like she was very restricted before she passed. And I'm not talking about the passing. I'm talking about life in general. She was feeling very restricted, yes. And she wants you to know that she can breathe, like she's free.
Okay.
And that, again, as I told your other sister, she's at peace. And the best part of what she shows me is that there's she makes me feel like there was a tribute. Did you do a tribute for her, please?
Not really.
Was there a talk of a tribute? She's talking about a tribute. That's the word she gives me.
Yes.
Okay. A dedication, a tribute, a something, yes? This is a family conversation. This is something we're planning. This is what she's showing me.
Yes, she told me something before she passed, and she asked me if I could promise her if I can do that thing for her.
And it would be like a tribute to her or something that would represent her legacy?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay. Well, don't forget, because she's still talking about it.
Okay.
Please understand that when she showed herself to you, she didn't mean to scare you. You got taken by surprise, right?
No, I actually have it on my security cameras when it happened.
But when you saw it, you got taken by surprise, yes?
I was in the car when it happened, and I thought I saw someone in my mirror, and they disappeared, and I couldn't get out of the car. I was so scared.
Right, she didn't mean to. That's what I'm telling you. She didn't mean to scare you. Right? That's what she's telling me to tell you. I didn't mean to scare you.
Yeah.
Okay? She just wanted you to know she was all right. It's really interesting that she wanted so for everyone to know that she's okay, and she counted on you to let them know that she's okay.
Okay.
And you're not going to know the whole story, ever. But it's okay. I know this makes sense to you.
Yes.
I really would love if we could do a personal session one day and bring her through. There's a little bit more to the story than national radio can probably support, yes?
Yes, I'm trying to save up some money and do that. I think, I don't know, you have like FaceTime or something like that I can do?
FaceTime, Skype, Zoom, you name it, we do it. So go on sarahspiritual.com, and when you're ready, we will do that, and we will form the bridge of connection to your sister, and we will get some more information. But no matter what the circumstances are, she wants you all to know that she's at peace, and she loves you all. Okay? Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
888-565-1470. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors. And then when we come back, we are going back to the phone lines, answering your questions. Finding the key to happiness. We got to hear from you. What makes you happy? If it makes you happy, it can't be that bad. So stay with us, everyone. Do not go away. You know, we're going to be right back.
We met before. I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door.
Interested in state-of-the-art healing? Call Ray Crowley at 561-276-9643. Ray Crowley is a pioneer in the use of hyperbaric oxygen therapy, effectively treating cognitive disorders such as Alzheimer's disease, brain injuries, strokes, and showing great promise for treating COVID-19 without mechanical respirators. Ray Crowley has 40 years of experience in physical therapy, treating sports injuries, traumatic brain injury, and other neurological conditions with astonishing results. Visit OxygenRescueCareCentersOfAmerica.com or call Crowley Physical Therapy in Delray Beach at 561-276-9643 to schedule your appointment today.
Have you ever felt alone, sensing something more is around you, but are unsure how to connect? Do you wonder if your loved ones who are deceased are among you? Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium who can connect you with your loved ones, spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. For Sarah, life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. To contact Sarah for a personal reading, call 561-682-0956 or send an email to Sarah at sarahspiritual.com. You can also visit www.sarahspiritual.com for more information. That's 561-682-0956 or sarahspiritual.com. Let Spirit and Sarah raise you up.
Interested in relieving tension, reducing stress, and revitalizing your energy? Call reflexologist Isabel Prado at 561-682-0954 to book your session. Reflexology of the hands, face, and ears improves circulation, the functioning of the nervous system, reduces fine lines and wrinkles, and leads to a glowing complexion. Experience what reflexology can do for you today. Contact Isabel Prado at 561-682-0954.
You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah and be in the energy of light. Call Sarah Spiritual now, toll free, worldwide, 1-888-565-1470. 1-888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook, YouTube, or Periscope.
Do you know me? I am Sarah Spiritual, and you are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah right here on WWNN 1470 AM 95.3 FM 103.9 and 96.9. And we're answering your questions all across the nation. We're tuning into your happiness factor, and we're navigating life. And what a 2020 it's been. And yeah, we're gearing up. There's a countdown to 2021, but looks like we got a little bit of the same old coming into 2021. So mind your thoughts and your actions and just be aware, because it's time. It's time for you to make a shift and change in your life and focus on your own personal happiness and being one with your divine self. We're going to go right back to the phone lines. I've got James on the line, and James is in Fort Lauderdale. James, how are you doing?
I'm fine. You, Sarah?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for coming to see me. I greatly appreciate the trip up to West Palm Beach. Appreciate that.
I'm looking forward to our very next one.
Me too. Yes, absolutely. James, what is your question for me this evening?
My question is, there's been two gentlemen, who have been my assistants, my helpers.
Yes.
And both of them have just, one disappeared over a year and something ago, and the other one, who's been with me 13 years, and I have no clue what happened. I don't know if he got COVID, if he's alive or dead. That's what I'm trying to, figure or understand, or maybe get some clarity.
Well, when you first started talking about two people who were helping you, the first thing that I heard from Spirit was one of them never really was there for you anyhow. They may have showed up, but emotionally, spiritually, supportively, I don't really feel like they were as in your corner as you thought they were. And I feel as if they are kind of disconnected from you because things are coming together for you, and in a way you don't need them as much as you did before, even though you may need them to do the work. So it's this energy of dissatisfaction with their own life and not being able to be happy for you in the shift and the change. What is the first name of the gentleman that you were wondering where he is and if his health is intact? Who is that gentleman, please?
That is the one that recently disappeared. His name is Vincent.
And he's not answering your calls at all, correct?
I don't have any way of getting in touch with him. I tried to give him a cell phone at one point in time, and he didn't want a cell phone. And the bad thing about it is that at this point he was homeless.
Yeah. And was there a history of drugs with him, please? Because I'm kind of feeling like there was an addiction or abuse earlier in his time.
No addiction with him. With the other guy, yes, there was a strong alcoholic and drugs with him.
Okay. So that one...
His name was James.
Yeah, he's definitely was not ever in your corner, okay?
No, he was all for himself.
The gentleman, Vincent, I would not say that he has COVID. That's not what I'm seeing. But I do feel as if he's moved on to a different spot, a different location, and just hasn't found his way back. He may pop back up in the January month. And you just send him love and light so that he can find his way.
Okay, because he's a very good person.
Yes, and he also knew that if he had a cell phone, even though it would be great to have, that he probably wouldn't have been able to keep it for long, you see, so...
Well, I was paying for it anyway.
No, I understand that, but someone else would have taken it from him. You know, it's not easy to have something when everyone else around you doesn't have it, you see. So he was just being very cautious, but just know that he, yes, is very much in your corner, and if he can find his way back to you, if it's the right place for him to be, he will come back. But you will find the help of others to make your project to get off the ground.
Yes.
It's all coming together, James.
Yeah. Okay. One other question.
Yes.
My mother, who was like, my mother loved me. If she could breathe for me, she would I wouldn't have to ever breathe in my life.
Yes.
But I'm wondering about her spirit. Is she around me?
Well, your mom was a very strong-willed woman as well, please. Kind-hearted but strong-willed. This makes sense to you, please, James?
Yes, she was a Taurus.
Okay, yeah. Is she born at the end of April, please?
May 11th.
May 11th, okay. She's got a really strong, fiery personality at times, too. That's why I was wondering if she was a little closer to that Aries kind of vibe, because she was just very strong-willed. She would breathe for you, but she also would force you to do it for yourself as well, because she wanted you to be strong for life. She's very much around you. And she makes me feel as if she had come to you in a dream not too long ago so that you would know that you would be okay. She's been sending you signals so that you know that you will be okay. Pay attention.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much, James, for calling. And yes, we will see you at the center. You have another appointment. I greatly appreciate that. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Have
You're
a
welcome.
wonderful holiday if I don't speak to you prior to then.
Okay, great. Thank you. Merry Christmas. Bye for now.
God bless you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
888-565-1470. Going to go right back to the phone lines. And we are answering your questions on Facebook and YouTube, so be sure to put your questions in the feed. I've got to go to West Palm Beach, and I've got Tessa on the line. Tessa, how are you?
I am doing wonderful. How about yourself?
I'm doing great, Tessa. Thank you for the connection. Is this the first time you're calling into the show?
No, the first time I called was a few weeks ago. I was in Costa Rica.
You were in Costa Rica, yes? Is that what I heard you say?
Yes.
Okay.
When the time I called you before, yes.
Yes, and you had a marvelous trip, yes?
Yes, I did. Thank you. Very
Wonderful,
relaxing.
wonderful. So, Tessa, how can I be of assistance to you today?
Yes, thank you. I was wondering if my mother, lovely spirit, is around me.
Yes.
It's just, at times I be wanting to dream about her, and I miss her so much. It's been such a long time, and I just didn't feel spirit around me. I was just wondering.
But your mom is someone who had strong faith. Yes, please? Strong faith?
Yes.
Strong faith in God. Aware
yes.
of spirituality, but very faithful to God. Yes?
Yes.
And
yes.
so in her religious experience, she knew she'd see God, she knew she'd see Jesus, but she wants you to know that it's nothing like she thought. She's like, wow. It's this ability to be connected to everyone simultaneously and to yet sit closest to God. I see this energy around her that makes me feel as if, I don't know if you have it, there was a book, a prayer book or something that you used, please?
Yes,
Okay. You have her prayer book?
I do.
Okay. She's opening up her prayer book to me and making me aware of prayers. And I'm going to flip through the book, if I may, because I'm kind of flipping through the book, and I'm going to take you to page looks like number 14 or 15, somewhere in that like amount of pages. There's a very special prayer there. She wants you to pray. She shows me the book as clear as day. And she wants you to know that she still is connected in that energy of prayer. Only now she knows that the power of prayer lies within the heart, not just in the spoken word to the God.
Mm-hmm.
And she is always in your heart. And you know, Tessa, there's a song that Spirit gave me that is about them being on the other side of life. And I'm going to give you a bit of it because she also makes me aware that at times you cry for her, yes? You still cry for her. And this is what she wants you to know. Don't you cry, don't you hide. You've got to live your life, even though you don't see me. I'm right here. I'm holding your hand and walking with you, though you can't see me. Oh, I'm here. So don't you cry, 'cause I didn't die. I am here with you, right by your side.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Every word you say, Tessa, she hears you. Go find that page, 14, 15, count out a few pages that look like about 14 or 15 pages, and see what that prayer is. I want to know. Thank you so much for sharing your mom with me. Such a great honor and privilege, and truly she is aligned with God, the God she prayed to. So thank you. Bye for now. God bless you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
It's amazing to make the connection with our loved ones on the other side, and for many of us, this holiday season may feel a little different, a little empty. Maybe we're not sharing the table with people that we normally do because of the circumstances and conditions that we are in. And then for others, it is because they are no longer here to physically share and break bread. But I do want you to know that no matter where you are, they're always with you, and we are always in that energy of love and light. And they are in the divine light of God's presence and happiness. And all they really want for us, and all we really want you to all understand, is that happiness is an inside job. And it's time for you to tune into your happiness. When we come back in the beginning of the second hour, the first little bit of it at the 7 o'clock hour, I've got my friend, Robert Mack, joining me. He's the happiness coach, and we got to tune into some happiness. It's been a really rough year, but that's okay, because we made it through, and we made it in the energy of love, light, and a little bit of happiness. Stay with us, everyone. Don't go away. We'll be welcoming Rob Mack when we come back, and then we'll be back to the phone lines and answering your questions. We'll be right back.
Shines down upon me, and there's a light that brightens up my day. There's a light leading the way. Oh, there's a light.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope. Phone lines are open at 1-888-565-1470. That's 1-888-565-1470.
The sun begins to set and close out the day, and the moon begins to rise. It says hello as the sun says goodbye. The birds ride the wind and nowhere there to go. They're just cruising by, singing a song or two for you and I. The ocean meets the sand and whispers to it too, come dance with me and lose yourself deep in the sea. Oh, the world, it works so beautifully together. Oh, the world, it seems in harmony. Why can't you and I live together in harmony? The butterfly emerges from deep within the cocoon. It was hiding for a while, getting ready to show its beauty and change. The winds begin to blow and dance with the trees and twirl the leaves around as they dance in the sunlight. The rain, it begins to fall and everything washes off, all shiny and new, just like me and you. When we were once born, the world is there together as one. The world is there together in harmony. Why can't we live together and understand who we are? Why do wars make us better? why can't we love one another and give it all a chance to dance?
Welcome back to the second hour of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussions to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. Spiritually Speaking with Sarah is presented by the Expedito Enlightenment Center in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. For the next hour, call in and watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope, and share love and light.
There's a light that shines down upon me, and there's a light that brightens up my day. There's a light leading the way. Oh, there's a light.
Yes, indeed, there is a light right here on WWNN 1470 AM 95.3 FM 103.9 and 96.9. And we're answering your questions right here at 888-565-1470. But before we get back to our Facebook, our YouTube, and our phone line questions, we've got a really special treat for you. You know, 2020, that wonderful gift that we've all been unwrapping, going, what is going to be in the next box? Well, it has been interesting. And earlier in the show, we were talking about lining up with your inner happiness. So I was thinking about, how do we stay happy coming out of 2020? And, well, what did we do to find our happiness factor? And how do we pertain this happiness and apply it to everything in our life? So I gave some thought about it, and I said, you know, I need to talk to my friend Robert Mack. So I got on the phone, and I was like, Robert Mack, would you like to come on the show again? Rob was with us last December, and so I thought it was only fitting to end the year with him as well and bring in some happiness. Robert Mack is an Ivy League educated positive psychology expert, a celebrity happiness coach, and is one of the world's leading experts in relationships between happiness and success. Robert's work has been endorsed by Oprah, Vanessa Williams, and many others, and he's been on regularly featured expert on Good Morning America, The Today Show, Access Hollywood, E! Network, OWN, and the list goes on and on, Cosmopolitan Health. He's just been sharing his happiness all across the world and really sought out by many, especially during these times. And I've been blessed to spend quality time with Rob Mack and understand how he views happiness and how he's applied this happiness in his life. And I thought it was really important that we have him join us today and share a little insight on happiness. So without any further ado, I'm going to welcome my dear friend, Robert Mack. Robert, how are you tonight?
I'm great, Sarah. How are you?
I'm doing wonderfully. Thank you. So let's talk a little happiness here.
Yes.
What a year. So it looks like we made it, right? So we made it through. But for some of us, it was a really uncomfortable time. And for some of us, and you and I talked earlier today for a bit, and we're talking about, you know, we had to kind of look ourselves in the mirror and really notice what was empty in our lives and how to readjust ourselves and find happiness. And I know so many people right now are still struggling with finding that happy place. So I thought you could share a little insight on how to find that happy spot.
Boy, it's such a good point. I mean, it's been such a tough year, even for those of us who have, you know, prepared for something like this by just building resilience and by practicing, you know, happiness. But I would say that so many things. The first thing I'd say for sure is just having a little compassion for yourself, right? I think it's tough. We start out with these great goals and we want to achieve those goals over the course of a year, and then 2020 shows up, so we get a sort of unpleasant surprise there. But the good thing is that a year like this causes us or allows us to slow down, take stock of our lives, and really look closely at what is working in our lives, what is allowing us to feel happiness, and what isn't working in our lives and what isn't. And so I'd say the first step for most of us, present company included, is just to be honest with ourselves and look closely at what is working in your life and what isn't working in your life, and maybe make a list of those things, and we'll call them happiness islands, and make you feel excited, inspired, happy to be alive. And those happiness valleys, things that don't make you feel that way, that make you feel a little drained, a little overwhelmed, a little stressed or anxious. Because ultimately, we want to schedule more of the happy activities into our lives and try and find ways to get more of the happiness valleys off our plates.
Well, for a lot of people, some of those happiness activities, they seem to be missing in action because we can't quite do it. So how do we find inner happiness without an activity? That's maybe an external activity.
Yeah, it's a great point. I think it's really a lot more difficult these days to find happy activities. I can appreciate that, especially ones that you can enjoy inside your own home or apartment. And, for me, it's reading, it's meditation, it's things of that nature, a little exercise. And the one thing I will say that if and when you can't find, increasingly happy activities, the one thing you can do is you can try to either connect with increasingly happy or supportive or loving people virtually over the phone or through Zoom or something, and that's always important. I think there's a tendency for most of us to want to isolate and hide, and that generally doesn't work very well. But the other part of it, in addition to happy activities and happy people, or at least loving people, is happy thoughts. It's so easy to sort of spin out and spiral down as a result of telling ourselves the most negative story or catastrophic or stressful or anxiety-producing story about our lives. And if you're spending a lot of time on the news and a lot of time talking to people that are really struggling, you might find that it's almost become a habit to focus on the worst parts of your life and the worst parts of yourself. But you want to begin to practice telling a better feeling story based in truth, because if it's not true, it's not going to feel better, it won't be authentic, but based in truth about everything and everybody in your life, starting with yourself.
And finding our inner truth is letting go of some old stories that we've been telling ourselves, correct?
That's right. You and I talked about this earlier today, didn't we?
We did. We're not our story, but that story seems to follow us like a shadow. So how do we recalibrate the story and, learn to breathe the breath of life? And what if that person doesn't even know how to meditate? I know you've got a really good trick in meditating.
Yeah. It's a great couple questions there. I'd say with all of it, you always want to start where it's easy. We've all tried to torture ourselves to happiness. That doesn't go very well. And so if you're focusing on telling a better feeling story or focusing on the positive end of the stick, you might not start with the ex-boyfriend or the ex-wife. You might not start with what's going on in the world or in politics. You might instead start with little things like having a roof over your head and focus on the fact that you have running water, or focusing on a funny, skit somewhere that you find online. Something very easy, right? And then with practice, when you're feeling a little bit better, you can just start to, talk your way up that emotional scale. And so it sounds like instead of saying, "Oh, I'm broken, I have no money," that's true, but equally true is to say, well, from here, it's only up. It's only up from here when I have no money. And so that's the one thing around sort of telling a better feeling story based in truth. But you're right, too. You don't have to necessarily tell a better feeling story based in truth. You can also just simply practice not telling any stories at all and not thinking so much. The one thing I will admit is that it's taken me decades to come around to actually trusting and believing what my mom told me all along was, honey, you think too much and you talk to yourself too much. And she was always so right about that. I struggle with meditation, and one of the fastest, most transformative, and easiest tools for learning to meditate is what I call micro-meditation. It's just one breath. So we can all do one breath. It's never more than one breath. But you just take one breath with the only goal being to enjoy that breath as much as humanly possible. You want to pretend like that one breath is the last breath, or if you prefer, the first breath that you'll ever get, that you ever gotten. And you want to milk it for as much joy as humanly possible. So you breathe in through the nose, and you let your stomach expand more than it normally would. And then you breathe back out of the nose, and you let your stomach flatten back out. And while you're doing that, the only goal is to enjoy it. If you enjoy it, you'll get really good at it really fast. If you try to get good at it, you'll never get good at it. The key is joy, and you let all your thoughts go. That's really the most critical piece, is just let all your thoughts go. You want to just take that one breath, that micro-meditation. You can call it practicing the presence, because you're really practicing the presence of Spirit or of God. But take that one breath as often as you can throughout the day, while you go about your day, while you're folding clothes, while you're Swiffering, while you're taking a shower. Just one breath. And I promise, if you did that for just 21 to 66 days, you would begin to rewire your brain for a much more peaceful, loving, happy, healthy, and wealthy experience of life.
Well, I think that's very powerful and very easy for everyone to do, especially during these times, to just grab that 1 minute when your mind especially starts to race. And I think a lot of people are overthinking right now because there's a lot of unknowns, what ifs. So now to be able to stop and just realize that everything is okay at this moment, in the moment of now, you're safe, you're fine. And to lose yourself in that breath for that moment and find that harmony and that joy, that would reprogram you and kind of take you off the track that you were running down. And some of us can run down some pretty hefty tracks, that's for sure. And it's been interesting. It's been interesting. And the stories that have been woven around us and, very serious in nature have dug into some of our own deepest, darkest fears. For many of us, it's felt lonely, isolated. We've been faced with our own personal fear of death, life, uncertainty financially. So we have been hit. It's almost like watching Rocky Balboa, in the ring, and we keep getting hit again and again and again with all this emotion that has been just our underlying fears has just all risen to the top. So pausing and breathing, I imagine, is going to be so valuable. But what else might someone do, Rob, to kind of recalibrate that feeling? Because we have, in a distracted society, learned to deal with our fears and, if you feel the fear and do it anyway, just keep going. But for some of us, because it's coming from all different directions, how do we recalibrate that?
Yeah, what a great question. And boy, does that resonate with me, with all of us. It's true. It can feel like you're getting hit over and over and over again throughout this year and this life with really tough stuff. At the same time, you have to also admit that every moment we hit the life lottery all over again. So if we're here having this conversation or listening to this conversation, well, we've hit the lottery again and again and again just by being alive. Every second, every moment is another moment that is unearned and is a gift from life itself. And as painful as it is, that's a good reminder. The other thing I found to be helpful is sometimes as you just practice the presence or do the little micro-meditation, you start to have these little insights. And one of the insights that I consistently have is, I think I'm breathing. I think I'm doing all this work to breathe. If I'm really paying attention, I'm being breathed. Something is breathing me. And I think I'm living, but if I'm really paying attention, something is living me. And if I back all the way up, I notice, boy, we're all these little pieces of stardust inside this, sort of meat costume, sitting on this huge rock that's hanging in midair, that's spinning on its axis while it revolves around this super hot star that we call a sun. And it's been doing this for as long as we know, forever. And whatever it is that knows how to do all of that, whatever it is that brought me and you and all of us into this world, and that will take us out of this world, obviously is much more intelligent than I am of myself, humanly. And so whether I like to admit it or not, I've been living most of my life by virtue of this infinite intelligence that knows precisely what it's doing, how to do it, when to do it, where to do it. And I can lean into this faith and this trust more and more. And I don't need to have to try to figure everything out. Obviously, all of us who set goals for 2020 turned out to be a little more wrong than we thought we would be. So I think that's extraordinarily helpful for me is, remembering that there's something, that whatever it is that brought me into this life and will take me out is just as responsible for my well-being as I am. If I can let go of trying to figure it all out, and if I can spend my time living in the moment, living in the present, not being lost in the past, not being lost in the future, and do it for simply the joy of it, I find that when I take care of the present takes care of the future. And so that's probably one of the best insights that I've ever rediscovered in my life.
Beautifully said. Thank you. And I know you have so much more to offer that people can kind of pick up on in your fabulous book, Happiness from the Inside Out, The Art and Science of Fulfillment. And that book is available on your website. And where else can we receive that book, Rob? Where can we get that? It's at CoachRobMack.com. Where else is your book available?
Absolutely. So you can get a little Happiness from the Inside Out everywhere great books are sold, including Amazon and Barnes & Noble, the store, and online. And you can find more about me on all social media platforms, including Facebook and Instagram, at Rob, M-A-C-K, Mack Official.
Rob Mack Official. Wonderful. And I have my autographed copy, so I've got my own copy, and I must say it's a fabulous book. It's given me a lot of insight and something that you can pick up again and again and just glean a little bit more from so that you can apply it to everyday life. Rob, as always, it's a pleasure to be connected with you, and we are always connected through time and space. We know that through that infinite being. And I do encourage everyone to please go to CoachRobMack.com, look up Rob Mack Official on Instagram, Facebook, and if you need a little happy and you got to get happy, as they say, then you want to get some happiness from the inside out and you want to take a look at Robert Mack's book. Thank you, Rob, for joining us. You have a very happy holiday. Continue to stay safe, and this too shall pass, yes?
Yes. I love and appreciate you so much, Sarah. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye for now. Bye.
Bye.
Well, everyone, we're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors. I really hope you pick up Robert Mack's book, Happiness from the Inside Out. It's really a game changer. We're going to take a minute to hear from the sponsors, and then we are coming back, 888-565-1470, continuing in our conversation with you, with Spirit, and, of course, tuning into some happiness. Stay with us, everyone. Don't you go away, because we're going to be right back.
I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me?
Interested in state-of-the-art healing? Call Ray Crowley at 561-276-9643. Ray Crowley is a pioneer in the use of hyperbaric oxygen therapy, effectively treating cognitive disorders such as Alzheimer's disease, brain injuries, strokes, and showing great promise for treating COVID-19 without mechanical respirators. Ray Crowley has 40 years of experience in physical therapy, treating sports injuries, traumatic brain injury, and other neurological conditions with astonishing results. Visit OxygenRescueCareCentersOfAmerica.com or call Crowley Physical Therapy in Delray Beach at 561-276-9643 to schedule your appointment today.
Have you ever felt alone, sensing something more is around you, but are unsure how to connect? Do you wonder if your loved ones who are deceased are among you? Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium who can connect you with your loved ones, spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. For Sarah, life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. To contact Sarah for a personal reading, call 561-682-0956 or send an email to Sarah at sarahspiritual.com. You can also visit www.sarahspiritual.com for more information. That's 561-682-0956 or sarahspiritual.com. Let Spirit and Sarah raise you up. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah and be in the energy of light. Call Sarah Spiritual now, toll free, worldwide, 1-888-565-1470. 1-888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook, YouTube, or Periscope.
Sarah Spiritual, and we are answering your questions all across the nation right here on WWNN 1470 AM 95.3 FM 103.9 and 96.9. I'm so glad to make this connection with you, and we are counting down to the holidays, and Lord knows we need a little Christmas, need a little Hanukkah, we need something, everyone, but we are holding strong. And by the way, this is our 565th live show. Holy Jiminy Crickets, how did that all happen? So we've been connecting to you, and it's always an honor. We have a center in West Palm Beach, and I sure hope you come visit us during this holiday season. We have some fabulous merchandise in, and all of the products that I create, the sprays, the oils, the spiritual baths, the things to clear the house. We've got so much for you to choose from. Spiritual books, spiritual cards. You're looking for fairy cards, spirit animal cards. We even have Alice in Wonderland cards. We've got it all. We've got some special holiday hours. We're usually closed on Monday, but the Monday to get you ready for New Year's, that wonderful Monday the 28th, we're going to be open. Why are we going to be open? Because it's a time to clear out the old, and Lord, we're going to roll up our sleeves and get our rubber gloves on and do some spiritual cleaning, everyone, because 2020 has a bit of residue. So we want to toast in the new year, and one of the things we love to do is to teach you how to spiritually shift the energy to create a better 2021. We might not solve world peace, and we may not quite heal a pandemic, but I will tell you that it will shift your perception and your ability to be the magnet of success and draw forth to you everything that you desire. And I've got a kit for you. Yes, indeed, you heard the word kit. I've got a kit to shift your New Year's. We have our fabulous New Year's collection. I've been making a New Year's collection, a different one every year to represent the year. And we had to pray long and hard and say, Lord, what does 2021 need in a kit? Because what do we need? Rubber gloves, masks? Spirit said, well, let's change the energy. And so this wonderful kit includes a bath, a mist, an oil, an amethyst druzy, a petition candle so that you can then on a petition parchment write down what it is you want your 2021 to be, because the world may be going through a shift and a change, but within you, you have the power to create everything you desire. And one of my favorite gifts out of all of these pieces is my fabulous CD. And I say fabulous because, well, it is. We've got amazing messages from Spirit. We've got a intention and message for 2021. We've got the ability for you to release and be closer to love and forgive And in these meditations, we also have some of my original music. So if you love the music that you hear on the show, Do You Know Me? Do I Know You? Or There's a Light? And some of the songs that we wrote this year while we were all on lockdown, we've got that original music, the actual writing and channeling. That is what you're receiving on this CD as well. So we sure hope that you want to scoop one up. It makes an absolutely, positively fabulous gift. You can learn more about it and get your kit at www.sarahspiritual.com, and it's on sale now for only $52.95. And wait, just wait. Do you want to know what 2021 holds for you? We do have, you'll find on that page, a 2021 New Year's reading. So if you'd like to tune in and tap into the 2021 New Year time, we have a special reading that breaks down so many of our wonderful aspects of life. I just started doing them. We always do them as we get closer to the end of the year. And I did my very first one today. And boy, oh boy, was it so much fun. I was so blessed to talk to a wonderful gentleman in New York. And it was such a powerful reading. I know his 2021 is going to be off to a really great start. And I sure hope I get to tell you all about yours. Visit sarahspiritual.com. Learn more about these wonderful offerings we have for the New Year's. And if you're ready to pop on up to West Palm Beach, or you're visiting us here from a chilly spot somewhere else on the planet, well, stop into West Palm Beach, Florida at the Expedito Enlightenment Center and shop and see what we have to offer you. Look forward to seeing you. Our holiday hours are listed on our website, and we'd love to see you there. We're going to go right back to the phone lines. I've got some people holding, and the phones are ringing off the hook, and I got to get to you. And if you're on Facebook, please keep your questions coming. We will get to some questions on Facebook. But I've got Lisa in Deerfield, and Lisa's been holding for a little bit, so we want to make sure we connect with Lisa in Deerfield Beach. Lisa, how are you tonight?
Thank you. Yes, I have to commend you. You've been very, very helpful.
Thank you.
And I really thank you from the bottom of my heart during these periods I've been going through. Yes, I guess my other two daughters were on. I do put the word out. I'm more a home recluse, but when I meet people, I tell them about you. And we're going to get together real soon to have a session with you.
Yes, I would love to have a session with you and shed some light on your daughter and all the things that have been going on in your life.
Yeah, it's a bit too much for all of us. I have a few questions to ask. I've been putting off calling you. I wouldn't forget. Did she know that she was going to die?
No.
No?
No.
I was wondering.
She did not know.
Oh, she pulled away from the family when she was young. I was having problems. We were having problems with her.
Well, she was a strong person, and she had her ways.
Yeah, yeah. She had come together a few years ago to make amends, but I don't think. I think she knew something was wrong with her health-wise, but she was keeping it from us. Is that true?
Not the way you think. She didn't know the severity of it, and she had no idea she was going to pass.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say, I have to say this to you. She was different from everyone else. From the minute she was born, she was always different.
Mm-hmm.
And not that you made her feel like the black sheep in the family, but in a way she felt a little different. And in that difference, she had to go out and explore a different path than the traditional path that maybe you as a mom would have wished for her. And that led her to meet people that perhaps were maybe not to your liking, but that's okay.
Uh-huh.
These were contracts that she had with people that was just totally necessary for her experience. And for her to understand her personal power through all of this. You know, she battled. Your daughter battled with some depression. She battled with anger. She had things she had to wrestle to the ground and overcome, yes?
Yes, she told me that.
Yes. And she's
I
the
guess
champion. She was a victor.
Yeah.
She overcame it all. But she couldn't have done that with everyone around. She needed to do it on her own. She needed to prove to herself her resilience. This is what she's telling me now.
Mm-hmm.
And she wants you to know that she is at peace. And even though we don't know the whole story, there's no need to know the whole story. She's at peace, as I told your daughters.
Yeah. But that night, I've got to ask this question. It's hard for me to. I had strong feelings and got stronger in the next few hours. I guess I was wanting to know the timeline when she passed. If I did make that call in the middle of the night, I got this urge to.
My spirit tells me that nothing would have changed because it was already in motion. And they tell me that she passed before the 3 a.m. hour.
What I figured.
Okay. This makes sense to you, yes?
What I thought, yeah. I guess it's just her time, but she had the dream job of her life, and she's planning to come to live down here, get to know the whole family and so forth.
But it wasn't about getting to know you all over again. It was just making peace.
Yeah.
Even though as humans, we wanted to have the whole celebration and connection. She had to make peace. But more importantly, and please be at peace with this, your daughter, Marilyn's her name, yes?
Yes.
She had to make peace with herself.
She went back to church, you know.
She made peace with herself. You see, when we make peace with ourselves and we recognize the beauty that is us, within us, Lisa, amazing things start to happen. When we are at peace with ourselves, we are automatically connected with God. It is in the dissatisfaction of the human experience that we separate ourselves from God. And she had lived her whole life dissatisfied and separate from people and from God.
I know. I wish I could have changed that for her, but I knew she had to do it on her own.
She had to do it. And you, my dear, have had a life of some great loss.
I don't know. She always said toward the end, she was afraid of me, something happening to me, COVID.
Yeah.
And she worked with patients.
Well, it was important for her. It was important for her that you were okay, because she needed to be right with you. And she knows she caused you pain. She knows that you lost sleep over her. But she also, now that she's on the other side, has a deep understanding as to why it had to be the way it was. There is no discontentment here on her part.
No. We talked for hours for about a month and a half before she passed, and we did a lot of crying.
And a lot of healing. And a lot of healing.
Yes. It's such. She said, Mom, one time she said, you're strong. I said, I don't think so. Yeah. But she said, you are.
Well,
but
look how much you passed through. You passed through a lot, Lisa. You are strong. But now you have to be strong for yourself. You have to be strong so that you can have a life for you. You have lived your life for others. You have taken care of others. And now it's time to live for you.
Is it safe for me to go on a trip Christmas time again for my other daughter up here in the Tampa area? Is it safe for me and for them with this COVID?
Where did you say you were going? Tampa?
Well, it's the Tampa area. It's mid-state.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're going in a car, are you not?
Train. Again.
Well, we can go in a car, that's one thing, but it's not advisable to travel at this time. Not advisable. If it's you and someone else in a car and you go from point A to point B.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was thinking, because I wouldn't want to affect some others, you know.
Well, we have to worry about you too. So that's all right. There'll be another time. If you cannot go in a car with one person besides yourself, then it is best to remain home at this time. That's not because the news says. That's just what Spirit's been advising. People, we've done quite a bit. We've all tripped the light fantastic for a while. We can wait a little longer, right? So we have all these memories of things we've done. This year we didn't get to do it. Okay. There's always next year. But we got to make it to next year. And how do you make it to next year? You do what you need to do. All right, Lisa, thank you so much for calling. I do have to pop on off right now and get ready to go to commercial, but thank you so much for your call. All right.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Bye for now. Bye. 888-565-1470. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors. And then, my goodness, we're going to go up north, everyone. We got New York. We got Massachusetts. We got Connecticut. Don't hang up, everyone. We'll be right back.
Interested in state-of-the-art healing? Call Ray Crowley at 561-276-9643. Ray Crowley is a pioneer in the use of hyperbaric oxygen therapy, effectively treating cognitive disorders such as Alzheimer's disease, brain injuries, strokes, and showing great promise for treating COVID-19 without mechanical respirators. Ray Crowley has 40 years of experience in physical therapy, treating sports injuries, traumatic brain injury, and other neurological conditions with astonishing results. Visit OxygenRescueCareCentersOfAmerica.com or call Crowley Physical Therapy in Delray Beach at 561-276-9643 to schedule your appointment today.
Have you ever felt alone, sensing something more is around you, but are unsure how to connect? Do you wonder if your loved ones who are deceased are among you? Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium who can connect you with your loved ones, spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. For Sarah, life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. To contact Sarah for a personal reading, call 561-682-0956 or send an email to Sarah at sarahspiritual.com. You can also visit www.sarahspiritual.com for more information. That's 561-682-0956 or sarahspiritual.com. Let Spirit and Sarah raise you up.
Interested in relieving tension, reducing stress, and revitalizing your energy? Call reflexologist Isabel Prado at 561-682-0954 to book your session. Reflexology of the hands, face, and ears improves circulation, the functioning of the nervous system, reduces fine lines and wrinkles, and leads to a glowing complexion. Experience what reflexology can do for you today. Contact Isabel Prado at 561-682-0954.
You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah and be in the energy of light. Call Sarah Spiritual now, toll free, worldwide, 1-888-565-1470. 1-888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook, YouTube, or Periscope.
back here live on WWNN 1470 AM, 95.3 FM, 103.9 and 96.9. We're so happy to be making a connection to you. And thank you all of you who listen to the show and drive in your cars and pull over and give us a call or make an appointment with me to have a personal session. I so appreciate your opening your heart, inviting me into your life, and allowing Spirit to guide us every step of the way. Let's pull a question from Facebook, and then I've got to go to Massachusetts and see what's going on. We got a YouTube question. The Unique Empress. She says, hello, Sarah. Good evening. What does message the Spirit have for me for the closing of 2020? Girl, hit the deck. Got to take a break here. But the first thing I see is actually it is time for you to find a better balance in your connections and make some networking connections so that you can move yourself forward. I'm seeing vast movement in the energy of career, making me feel as if there's a launch or business opportunity, Empress Unique, that is going to assist you in being more financially free. Pay attention to the month of May. For the month of May of 2021 makes me feel like, you've made it. You are landing on solid ground and you're feeling powerful. I'm hearing that song, I am woman, hear me roar, in numbers too big to ignore. So I guess it's going to be a nice start to 2021, and May's really going to cap it off beautifully and let you know that you are on track and you'll be reaping the rewards of that which you've sown. Thank you, Empress, for your YouTube question. Let's grab another question before we go back to the phone lines. Kel Miller says, hey, when will I own a house? Well, Kel Miller, the very most important thing that I see here for you is that when I look into this energy, they make me aware of we've been thinking outside the box, looking to create and do some new things. When I spin you into 2023, that year offers you a lot of success in your finances. And I know it seems a ways off, but when I spin you through, I feel like we're on track for career and we have everything in order so that we're able to not just get a house, but a house that we can make a home and live happily ever after. So patience, follow the path of greatness financially, and you will be rewarded. Thank you, Kel Miller, for your Facebook question. We're going to go back to the phone lines, and I've got to go to Massachusetts. Heard they had some snowy weather going on not too long ago. And we've got Willie on the line. Willie, how are you tonight?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing great, Willie. Good to connect with you again.
Yes. Very snowy up here.
Really? How much snow did you all get?
Last weekend, it depended on where you were in terms of like altitude, but it ranged between 2 inches and 10 inches. So
wow,
I got around 3.
All right. So you made out all right, and you got to stay home and cook and just chill for a day, and then life went back to normal, right?
Exactly.
Wonderful. Willie, what's your question for us tonight?
So as you know, I started a new job about 6 months ago, and I thought that the job would be a little bit better than the job I left, but this new job ended up being a little bit better in some regards, but overall it's kind of worse. A lot of chaos, a lot of confusion. And I thought that I would be transitioning into a new job opportunity. I had 2 rounds of interviews with another opportunity, and it ended up falling through. They ended up selecting someone else, which is fine because I wasn't sure that it was the best fit for me anyway. But as I, go back to the day-to-day of my current job and experience the foolishness and the confusion, I'm just kind of a little confused as to how I should proceed. I'm wondering, well, should I look for another job, go back on the job market? But then I also feel like, well, I'm not even sure if I want to be working for someone else other than myself. So should I just kind of stay put and then focus on ways to, create a business for myself? But then I go back to the foolishness and I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to get out of here. So I'm not exactly sure what I should do.
You better read Rob Mack's book. First of all, you better take a breath. But Happiness from the Inside Out, Robert Mack, you need that book because it will really give you some insight. And I want you to understand from the law of attraction point of view that from the dissatisfaction of where you are, it makes no difference if you go to another job or you build your business, there will still be dissatisfaction because you're creating from dissatisfaction. So to find simple moments in the job I know we've got people and personalities. Well, look around the world. We've got people and personalities. Matter of fact, some of them have been bigger than life right on the big news screen. So we've seen quite a bit of personality over this 2020. Everyone's personalities has come out internally with our families, and we've seen it on the televisions, yes? So we have noticed how people are in their experiences, and the confusion is just people's inability to translate an activity without bringing in their story and their drama. As Rob Mack and I were talking about, people have not let go of their stories. So it's important that you do not enmesh yourself in their story of drama and confusion, for you to remain the impersonal observer, watching them unfold, not in judgment, just as the impersonal observer, and doing what you've come there to do and finding joy in the fact that there are some perks to the job. So when we cover one eye and go, oops, a little crazy over there, and we look at what works for us, we can find the happiness, the joy, and the simplicity. If you still desire to have another job, a job working for someone else, if that still makes you feel safe in this analytical, systemly wired mind that needs to have a certain amount of money to feel comfortable, which is how you've conditioned yourself, Willie. If you're not ready to let go of that conditioning yet in the experience, then there will come another opportunity in the month of March, April. So we can do anything there for a little while longer. So we'll have a choice. But in the choosing, we need to let go of not just the chaos and the attracting from dissatisfaction, but it is most important that you hold on to the energy of you are worthy to have all that you desire, and there's infinite amounts of abundance that will come to you with ease and grace. And for you to recondition and rewire your beliefs around money. Now, I know you're used to having money and you're used to spending money, but you're used to having money come to you in ways that you still had some control over.
Right.
So there's a surrendering and allowing the universe to supply for you. This is how we make the transition. So it's really not about them. It's about you shifting. It's a paradigm shift for you. And if you shift in the paradigm and yet you still choose to have a job, it will be a different experience. It will be cushy and lucrative. And then you will gradually transition into your business because your business will be birthed on a different level. Or you will just say, I truly trust, I'm ready, and you will grow and everything will fall into place. Some of the greatest businesses have been built on a whim and a prayer. So letting yourself know that that's possible. I mean, I know you know it in your mind, but feeling it in your being is a whole nother story. Wrap your head around that, Willie, and then you will have what you want. Everything you want.
Okay.
All right, Willie,
Well,
thank you so much.
I have my marching orders.
You got your marching orders. Thank you so much, and very blessed December. Merry Christmas, and we'll speak soon. Bye for now.
Okay, thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye. 888-565-1470 from Massachusetts. Let's see what the weather's like in New York, a heck of a town. I got Sarah, and Sarah is in New York. Sarah, how are you tonight?
Hi, I'm doing okay. How are you?
I'm doing great, Sarah. Good to make a connection with you. Is this the first time that you're calling?
Nope, I think it's my third or fourth.
Well, thank you so much for remembering me and reconnecting with us. Sarah, how can I assist you tonight?
My who's like my baby,
Mm-hmm.
She has cancer.
Yes.
It's a tumor on the left side of her mouth.
Mm.
And she's had it since May. We just have her on one kind of pain medicine, which has really been helping her, except for this last month. It kind of, it's grown a lot, like on that side of her face. And me and my family, we made the decision to, put her to sleep this weekend. But I've been asking God and my angels and my spirit guides to, let me know if it is the right time to
Yes.
do it. So, and I've been getting it, but she's still acting like herself. So I just wanted to know if this is the right decision or if it's too early.
May I ask you, do you know her birthday?
Yes, it's April 30th, 2009.
Okay. Bear with me 1 minute. I want to just tune into her little spirit, okay? And my spirit guides, they want to call her Sweetie. She's such a sweetie, yes?
She is.
Okay. So bear with me here. And the decision was for this coming weekend?
Yes.
Okay. It is a great transition time in the world as well.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, your dog is an old soul. You know this, yes?
Yes.
Okay. She's been with you in other lifetimes. And her soul is closing out a chapter of life that is representative of many lifetimes. And this lifetime, she chose you to be her keeper. And we are on the Saturday day that we are choosing, yes?
Yes, in the morning.
In the morning. And a beautiful time it will be for her. She is stepping into, can she be here for another couple of weeks for Christmas? She can. That is up for you. Mm-hmm. But the decline will be great and quick.
Okay.
So you can gauge it by how you're feeling, she's feeling by Friday, but what we do not want is for her to suffer.
No. Mm-hmm. No, we had made the decision, but also wondering, should we keep her just a few more weeks?
Mm-hmm.
Also, want to do it exactly like on Christmas or anything.
Oh, Lord, no, we don't want to do that, no. And I'm going to invite you to ask her if she wants to stay a little longer.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to actually open up the space for her soul right now. If you work with me right now, we're going to open it up so that when you do connect with her, you'll have that peace in your heart that if it's this Saturday or a couple of Saturdays from now, okay? So I want you to say her name for me 3 times.
Diane.
She has a certain way she tilts her head when she looks at you, yes?
Yeah.
And then she kind of has been dropping her face down and kind of like putting them by her paws, yes?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. You ask her, and if her eyes look bright and alive, we will stay a while longer. If her eyes are not bright and alive and she looks that I'm tired, then you make the choice.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much for sharing this with us, and all of us animal lovers. We send you much, much support during this time, and know that you will be well loved at the Cross the Rainbow Bridge. Thank you so much, honey, for calling us.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye for now. Bye.
Bye.
Well, our children are our animals at times. Yes, our little animals are our children. It's so interesting to have that. And, we, at my house, we have our children too, our little pups, and we have our little kitties. And it's not an easy thing, but know that they are unconditional love and they are here to support us. Animals are here to be of service of mankind, and all we need to do is love them and honor them. Well, I appreciate all of you. I truly love and honor each one of you for following the show, being a part of this Spiritually Speaking with Sarah experience. And my goodness, it's been an experience. And I'm holding space for all of us as we transition from 2020 to 2021. We will be joining you next Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. And of course, we will have passed through a conjunction and a solar eclipse, and well, the energy's changing, and if you feel the earth moving under your feet, then get ready because change is coming. And you need to be the catalyst of change for yourself. Let go of the story. Get the book, Happiness from the Inside Out by Robert Mack. We truly appreciate you. I'm honored to be in connection with you. Follow me on sarahspiritual.com and Facebook and Instagram. If I can be of service to you personally for a personal reading, then please stop by the center and visit me, or go to sarahspiritual.com, and let's toast in the new year together with my New Year's collection. Thanks, everyone. Good night. It's been a pleasure. God bless you. Bye for now.
This has been Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. You can hear and speak with Sarah Spiritual every Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. Each week, Sarah Spiritual and Spirit answer your most important questions as you navigate life. Listen and call in next week and let Spirit guide you. If you didn't have a chance to speak with Sarah Spiritual tonight, visit Sarah at sarahspiritual.com. You can message Sarah Spiritual at Facebook and follow her on Instagram. Tune in next week for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah.